Hi there, this is Chris from MoneyHub, and this video looks at the average cost of car, house, and contents insurance. So we've put together this research because we saw a lot of data out there, but we didn't feel as if it was really representing what people needed to know to make informed decisions. So with our data, we're looking at information from Stats NZ, which comes from the Consumer Price Index, and that's out every 3 months. And then we're also looking at our own sample data for quotes for getting certain cars insured, certain houses insured, and certain set amounts of contents insured. So let's just go through it. I'm going to start off right here. Now the data which is in this video, of course, is 2024 from March. We continue to update this guide, so if you are seeing it like different numbers, that's perfectly fine. It's just a summary of what we look at. So Stats NZ publishes this. We go within their massive file, which I won't open. It is quite large. We go and we look at the general insurance information. So that will be dwelling insurance, that will be contents insurance, and that will be vehicle insurance, and dwelling insurance, of course, being house. What we want to know is what they've changed, how much things have changed between the periods. And what we can see here, it was around 24%, 28%, and 22%. We've made comments on that. What you're seeing down below, maybe that or maybe subsequent periods, but that feeds into how things are changing, and it's a very important data point. Now, carrying on, what we've done for car insurance, we saw some reports with an average price, but it didn't really tell us, okay, is that the price of a Tesla's insurance, the price of a Toyota Yaris's insurance, the price of a Peugeot 206 insurance, all blended up. It didn't really kind of feel anything that was useful. So we've discounted that, and what we've done is we have looked at certain car models, in this case two Toyotas, and what we've done is with a similar amount of sum insured and a similar location for all of the quotes that we've done, we've got together and put together this information from our car insurance research and then just summarized it here for the changes. So we saw within June 2023, in this example, the prices increased for a car in Auckland, being a 2017 RAV4 with 28,000 of insured value. We saw that going up to around $1,500 or 53%. So that is what this is representing. This information came from our car insurance guide, and then we just update this periodically to show the latest changes. This is kind of consistent with what we're seeing in the Stats NZ data. We've also done it for a much lower valued car, being the 2011 Toyota Corolla, and that's important just to see that there. So of course, things that are really important is that if you do see that your policy price has increased, then we do encourage people to go and just get quotes for new policies, because that's really, really critical. There's no loyalty benefits really within New Zealand insurers, and things are changing all the time as certain risks come about, risks of floods, which damage cars, of course, risks of shortage of labor issues, shortage of parts issues, all the things like that. So things are always moving. We do notice that car insurance is very volatile, which means the average pricing for a certain car will keep changing. And so that's just good to be aware of. Right, next up is the average cost of house insurance. So what we've done here is we've taken certain houses or certain value of a house, which is around $700,000, and then we've priced that $700,000 across multiple locations, and then we've seen what the changes have been. So what we've done there is looked sort of nationwide. You can see some of the jumps, and of course this can change at any time, have been around like Upper Hutt and Wellington, and also Christchurch, whereas other places, for example, Invercargill, that stayed stable. Of course, these results can change at any time, and we constantly update So what you can look at is our guide to home insurance, which has the latest information on it. We've also got a guide to difficult to insure for difficult to insure areas, which sort of covers the flood risks that are increasingly common, as well as things like tsunami risk areas and just general coastal issues as well. So lots to sort of digest there, but we just wanted to put together some information which was helpful and just to see where the prices or where the policy prices were going. Of course, things which drive everybody's quote is going to be the location. So whereabouts is your house? What's the proximity to the water supply? So are you close to water? Should there need to be, a fire put out? What's the age of the house? That's going to drive, the chance that something happens to it. The use of the property. We have separate guides to landlord insurance. We have separate guides to renting out for Airbnb and for holiday homes. And then, of course, replacement value is going to drive the cost as well, plus the excess, plus the government levies, which is standard for everyone based on the policy, and plus GST as well. So lots of things get factored in to a house insurance cost or quote, and it's just good to be able to sort of understand that. It's not going to all be driven by your location. There are other things at play as well, including the sum insured. Now, just carrying on into contents insurance, a little bit more simple here. It still is looking at, where the locations are. We've chosen $25,000 worth of cover, and then we've done that for a range of suburbs and areas, and we can see some movements there. Now, of course, similar to house insurance, it's going to be driven, also the quotes are going to be driven by the location and the living situation, if it's owner occupied versus someone in a rental property or versus a holiday home. And then, of course, the amount that you're actually insuring for, that's going to drive what you pay. Now, must know facts about average insurance. It's kind of a summary of what I've just said. Regional variations do matter. So Wellington is going to be more expensive, say, than Dunedin or quotes in Auckland, for example. And then, different insurers have got different prices. So what that means is they all assess risk differently. And that means when you punch in your details and you put exactly how much insurance you want or what you're looking for, then one insurer is probably going to have a different price to the other. And that's just the way they do business. So some of them will be cheaper, of course, some of them will be more expensive. Then you have to look at which policies are better. And of course, we've done that work as well, comparing them all. But, it's up to you just to make sure that you're comfortable with any switch or any new policy that you buy. Now, you can move around your excess. We've got guides to that as well and videos. That's interesting because that can shift things quite significantly. We've also noticed that being loyal usually doesn't pay off if the insurance keeps going up. But at the same time, there are some really good insurers out there that don't have this kind of price spiking going on, and they tend to look at things more kind of micro fashion, so you're not going to suddenly find your car insurance doubles for no apparent reason. Natural disasters and weather events continue to plague New Zealand. This is just going to be a fact of life going forward. So there are going to be, unfortunately, things next year or things this year, even next year, and it's just going to cause insurance claims. And then when that does happen, the risk gets factored in by the insurance company, so that can usually or will usually lead to new higher prices. So frequently asked questions, you can have a read through those, and this is talking about why insurance premiums are increasing, and then talking about loyalty, talking about regional differences, and then ways to lower your insurance costs. So hopefully this has been useful for you. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the fields below. We're highly responsive to the questions, and we really want to make sure that our guides are as comprehensive as they possibly can be. So thanks very much for watching, and best of luck with your insurance needs.